Hi friends, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK and welcome to another video. I'm really sorry I've been quiet on my channel. I've just been going through a really scrappy slump recently, so I gave myself a kick up the backside to get a video, at least a video filmed. So today I am working with the Freckled Fawn. It's the pocket page kit, but I've shown in a previous video how versatile kits can be. You don't necessarily need to use them for the pocket page traveller's notebooks, which is traditionally what they are designed for, but you can actually change them up and make different projects with them. So I've shown previously a scrapbook layout with the digital papers and also a card, but this one here is a project life layout. So I don't show much project life on my channel. It's something that I'm a very hit and miss with keeping up to date. This is for June 2019. So the plan is I'm going to do June and then I'm going to go back and catch up the rest of the year as well. And yeah, so I thought I would go with more recent photos just to get myself kick-started back into my project life again. So all I've done is I've taken the printed papers, they're card, and I've cut them down into 3x4 size effectively project life cards for my pockets. And I'm starting off by using the little yellow alphas from the kit. And these stamps here, these are new in the shop and I love them. I've already used them on some other projects that I've done, but you haven't seen those. And so here I'm just using the numbers to put my year. So I've used the alphas for the June, and I've used the stamps for 2019. And you can't really see it on this, but this is one of the pattern papers I've cut down. And these super cute suns, these wood veneer suns, are amazing. Now I don't tend to use a lot of wood veneer in my project life because it does tend to bulk the album out. I do my project life in a monthly format. So I do, I'm in a 9x12 album and I do a double page spread. So basically when you have the two sides, the 2 pages open, the left side and the right side are my full month. And I'll document random things in there. I'll document photographs that I might have already scrapped of an event. I'll also include random things in there as well. And if I'm really struggling to fill the cards, fill the spaces, then I can always add in some more journaling cards just to make the page pretty. So here, just a photograph of me wearing my Mickey Mouse trainers that I have had in my wardrobe for about a year, and I've not had a chance to wear them. I think I've worn them once before, but I cracked them out this month, and so I had a random photograph on my camera roll on my phone, so I thought I would print that and add it in. Then I'm working on these photos from the Go-Go Getaway, the retreat I went on in June, and this was the one where Lisa Fonseca was the guest designer. And as I said, these photographs, I've actually already scrapped these. I've done a mini album of my Go-Go Getaway retreat from last month, and those are already in a little 4x4 mini album that I did as guest designer for Hey Little Magpie. There isn't a video for that one, but there are some photographs on Instagram. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, then my link is in the comment section or description box, sorry, down below. So please do head over to Instagram and give me a little follow there. So anything you don't get to see on YouTube, most of my stuff does go up on Instagram. So this little card here, so this was a full, I think it measures 4¼ by 8¼ I think the full size of the cards are, but I've just chopped that down to 3x4 to have that heart fairly central. It's not as central as I'd like it to be, but I'm going with it. So again, I've just used the alphas to write Go-Go Getaway. I've added a little label on the bottom. I'm going to date stamp that with the dates from the weekend. And you just notice that I did go back to that first card and add some little enamel dots on. So this kit comes with the printed papers card. It comes with the labels that you can see on the left. It comes with the enamel dots that I've used. It comes with the washi strips that are right in front of me, and also the wood veneer, which is those little suns this month. So I'm just making use of the whole kit. So next up, I have this photograph here. This is a photograph of me at work the day after the weekend retreat. So my scrappy friends had been sensible and taken either the full day or a half day off work on the Monday, but me, I went into work as normal. And yeah, I was not particularly happy, so I just popped my headphones in, had my cup of tea, and just got my head down for the day until finish time. So that was nice and simple there, just a little label explaining about the photo, and then adding some enamel dots on. So I also grabbed a few things from my stash. So everything you see here is from Freckled Fawn. These are some chipboard pieces and some more chipboard pieces. I just love all of the embellishments that are available. And apologies, this is slightly off screen. It's a problem when working with Project Life sometimes. So I'm just adding in these two chipboard pieces here, and they complement each other. The June kit very well. The July kit very well. It's June Project Life layout I'm doing, but I'm doing it in July. So I've just added some journaling on here. Now, it was on that Busy Star card, so I did add, so I think I journaled in a 0.5 pen, which is quite thick, but I added in a thin line underneath each, and I think that was in a 0.1. Now, some of the journaling cards here, they don't need to serve a purpose apart from just a bit of decoration. So all I've done now on that top right one is just pop a label and a chipboard piece on, just to create some decorative cards to go in there, or a decorative card to go in there. And the colours all match, the kit's all made so that the colours all match. And as I said, I've added in these extra chipboard pieces, and it still works really well. So that is the first half of my June 19 page done. And on to the second half. So you've got two layouts here from me. So I did lay my photographs out in, I think, roughly in the order they were taken. And so I'm just jiggling them around here, just making sure I'm happy with the placement of the journal cards. So photograph here, we went across to France for the day and just grabbed a selfie outside City Europe. And this little label here, I'm just going to add the date on. Now the stickers are slick, so I couldn't find my my ink. I can't think of the word, it's so hot. I couldn't find my ink that my StazOn, that's the one. I couldn't find my StazOn ink to be able to date stamp it, so I just used a permanent Sharpie pen to add my date on instead. And I'm just pulling out these alpha stamps again, and I'm just going to write Bon Voyage onto this one. I'm not multilingual, but it's nice to be able to use some different terms other than British ones, English ones. So there, it didn't stamp very well. So all I did was just grabbed a black pen and just filled in the area, and you would never tell. And so I just put my journaling on that card, added on a few enamel dots, and that is that one done. I don't think I do anything to that middle one. So before we went across to France, I'll take a breath in a minute. Before we went across to France, we did go to Ashford, which is this side, and before the crossing, and there's a designer outlet there, so we love going shopping there. So we did a day at Ashford designer outlet, and then the next day we jumped on the Eurotunnel across to France. So this photograph here, this is from a Snapchat filter, and it's one of me and my dad. Now, me and my dad never take photographs together. Me and my family don't really take photographs together. I've tried to get a little bit better at it, and so on Father's Day I'd been to see my dad, and I sort of grabbed him to take a quick selfie. And when I printed this, it did print, so half of the photograph at the bottom and the top were cut off, but actually I don't mind that because I'm going to use that as a bit of a design element. So I've just added in some washi strip to the left and then to the right, as I've done there, and I'm going to use that to layer my my alphas on. So I'm just going to spell out Father's Day. So that just explains why this photograph was taken. Not that you need a reason for a photograph to be taken. And then onto the middle card. So I've just added in that little label sticker there. And I can't remember what else I do to this. I think I grabbed some, yeah, so I go for the my stash again of my Freckled Fawn bits and pieces. And I grab out some more chipboard. And I can't remember if I stick with that in the end. No, so I went with another one. And these two pieces, they're from the same chipboard sheet, so they match. And I quite like that. And then I just add in some journaling here. And I think I just say on there that we never take photos. And so I grabbed my dad for a selfie on Father's Day. And that will just go in the pocket. And then for the photographs of my dogs, it's one of the things that I document a lot. They could probably have their own albums, to be honest with you. I've got so many layouts of them. But this photograph was just snapped where they were both lying. We've got like a chaise long bit on the sofa, and they were both laying on the foot bit. So I just grabbed a label and used the alphas again to write doggos. There's not really a story to tell, so I just like adding that in, and then you can look back through a different photo of the dogs each month. And then onto the final row of photos. So these ones here, my boss decided to have a little barbecue party for all of us, and I really struggle with social anxiety. Strangely, with me doing YouTube, social anxiety is always something that gets me, and when it comes to things like parties and stuff like that, I really do struggle with going to those sorts of things. And I almost bottled out of going to my boss's party, but I just wrote about putting on my big girl pants, and I went and I had a fabulous time. And it's always one of those things that once you're there and once you've had time to settle in and relax, then it's not actually as bad as you imagine it's going to be. So yeah, I really struggled with getting myself to to agree to go to I agreed to go, but struggled getting myself to actually convince myself that I wanted to go. And I'm so glad that I did. So the chipboard piece that I used here from my stash, from my Freckled Fawn stash, says "This year I will." Now I might go back and add something onto that. I was thinking of a word that would help say what I wanted it to say, if that makes sense. But I couldn't think of something that would fit in there that was relevant at the time. So I've left it as it is for now, and then I'll go back and add something else in if I want to afterwards. And this is my layout pretty much done. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the Project Life layout. As I said, it's not something I do very regularly. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all again really, really soon for some more inspiration. Bye!